So very good morning students, welcome back to first year physics. In the previous class actually we discussed and we completed about a gravitational force. On the basis of gravitational force or universal gravitational law, and on the basis of that we did also problems. Let us will move to the another point, that is about a null point. So what is mean by null point? So the null point in the sense is where the force is to be 0. See, at a one point the force is 0. The point we can call as a null point. Suppose you take let us you consider you take a two masses, that is m1 and m2, so that there will be a force of attraction between the two masses. Of course, the force is always attractive. The gravitational force of attraction is always it is attractive force. So it may be force acting between the two masses are like this, and the distance between the two masses is small r. And let us you take another point mass is placed in between the two masses, that you say small m. See, the null point will get, see like this, here we have 2 points, will get a two null points. One is between the two masses, because there is a force is acting between m1 and m is, you say F1, and there is a force is acting between m2 and m is, there is a force is F2. Of course, that are equal and opposite. Equal and opposite, it may be cancelled. The net resultant force is 0. Net resultant force is 0 because of equal and opposite, right? There will be what happens if it is to be equal and opposite and it is to be cancelled at a one point between the two masses, that is to be resultant is force is 0. Where the resultant force is 0 is nothing but we can call null. Null is nothing but a 0. And you write here F1 and F2. So that here the total distance between M1 and M2 is small r. From here M1, this M1 is from M1, M is located at a distance is supposed to say x. And remaining part is what happens, r minus x you take. Now you write F1 is equal to capital G M1 small m by the distance is x square, equation 1. And between these two you take F2 is equal to G M2 small m by, there is a r minus x whole square, equation 2. These two forces are equal and opposite. No? Suppose now equal these two and get the null point. Like here x square is equal to capital G m2 m by r minus x whole square. So small m, capital G is cancelled. Now we need to find x, no, because at an x distance only the resultant force is 0. The distance we should get. Now m1 by x square is equal to m2 by r minus x whole square. So now you cross multiply, because here we should get an x value, no? Then you take this side and it is to be like this, r minus x whole square by x square is equal to m2 by m1. Here it is r minus x whole square and denominator is x square is there, no? Then we can write together like this, whole square it is, because r minus x whole square by x square is there, no? Therefore r minus x by x whole square, m2 by m1 it is. Now you take squaring on both sides, so r minus x by x is equal to square root of m2 by m1 it is. Now from here you do like this, r by x minus 1, because r minus x by x is there, no? Then now you divide separately, r by x minus x by x, x cancel, no? Therefore r by x minus 1 root over m2 by m1 it is. So that here r by x is equal to root over m2 by m1. This minus 1 you take this side, it is becomes plus. Now x need, no? So x is equal to cross multiply this r by root over m2 by m1 plus 1. This is the one null point, and which is to be between the two masses. The null point is between the two masses. It is, we can say, between two masses. Between two masses. So the null point is it is between the two masses, which is to be like this, x is equal to small r by root over m2 by m1 plus 1, and the point is between the two masses. And again one more point also will get. So it may be outside the two masses also we may get. Look at, say for outside, once again here you look at, the calculation will be like this for a null point. So there are two masses m1 and m2 which are placed at distances r, and between the two masses there is another point mass is placed. At that point a resultant force is 0, because between m1 and m there is a force is F1 is acting, and between m2 and m there is a force is F2 is acting, because these two equal and opposite. No, I told you in the previous class also, if equal and opposite will be cancelled, that we can say resultant force is 0 at a point between the two masses, the point which we can call as the null point, so that F1 is equal to F2, and you write a F1 value as well as a F2 value individuals. So F1 between m1 and m2, that is capital G m1 m by x square, and between m and m2 F2 is equal to capital G m2 m by r minus x whole square. Now you equal this. So what are the similar terms are there now? Supposed to cancel the similar terms. m1 by x square is equal to m2 by r minus x whole square. Now you cross multiply, that is to be like this, because we need to get a x value. No? For that purpose you take a cross multiplication, r minus x by x square it is equal to m2 by m1, and you take a squaring on both sides, therefore we will get the square root m2 by m1. So r minus x by x, here x you divide separately, r by x minus x by x, x cancel, that is what here it is 1. Now r by x is equal to root over m2 by m1 plus 1. Now x is equal to, because we need to get x, no, then you take this m2 by m1 plus 1 towards right side, and x you take a left side, cross multiplication it is, so that here we will get the x is equal to r by root over m2 by m1 plus 1. It is the between the two masses. Sir, what will happen the outside? Yeah, look at here outside also, because it is again you remember it is there in second year also. So now null point I am telling now, outside it is. When if I take a outside, what will happen here? So the outside in the sense is what happens, if the point mass which is placed outside, if it is very close to m1 or it is very close to m2 also, no problem. So this distance is, see the distance between these two is, you say r, and from this you say x. Now this is will be r plus x. At this point the resultant is 0, that is we can say f1 is equal to f2 again. Everything same. Here g m1 m by x square, and here you say g m2 m by r plus x whole square, that is all. Look at here. See m1 m, this is again there in the second year also, like related to the null points. Actually second year is very important. You cancel similar terms. m1 by x square is equal to m2 by r plus x whole square. Now almost again you take a same cross multiplication and you do the simplification, then we'll get the final expression will be like this. So that here r plus x by x, now I am writing directly x square m2 by m1. Clear? Now see here again squaring on both sides, it is root over m2 by m1 it is. So again you divide separately, plus 1 is equal to root over m2 by m1, and this you take this side, r by x is equal to root over m2 by m1 minus 1. Now x is we need no, see x is equal to r by root over m2 by m1 minus 1. Now you compare the both expressions. It is between is nothing but a plus 1. It is between is nothing but a plus 1. If it is outside is nothing but a minus 1. Look at it, it is outside. That's what I mean here. It is related to what? About a null point. About a null point, and you see the solution, right? See, if it is between, therefore we'll get the between will get the plus, outside will get the minus. There is a one small comparison. If you understand this, then it is very easy. That comparison is, if you know the comparison, then we can do. Yeah, we'll see on the basis of null point. I think there is some problem is there. I'll tell you that problem. Till that we verify the question. Yes, page number 240, page number 240, question number 9. Open your materials on the basis of null point. You keep these two, it is keep like this, then we'll see which one is we can use. See, two spherical balls of masses 1 kg and 4 kg are separated by 12 centimeter. Find the distance from a point from a mass 1 kg at which a gravitational force on any mass becomes 0. So this given is, say, two spherical balls of masses 1 kg and another one is given as 4 kg. This is, you say, M1 and this is, you say, M2, and there will be are separated by a distance is 12 centimeter. R is equal to 12 centimeter is given. Find the distance of a point from 1 kg at which a gravitational force on any mass is becomes 0. So thing is, it's not given where we should find. Okay, the distance is not given. It is between the two masses or outside the two masses. Of course, here we should do both because it's not given in the question, is not mentioned, no, so that you calculate both the distances. So the 1 kg mass is placed. 1 kg mass, where the 1 kg mass, so that is asking, see, first you do outside, or you want to say inside also, no problem. X is equal to R by root over M2 by M1 minus 1. Now I am telling outside it is R is 12 centimeter by M2 is 4 by 1 minus 1. So X is equal to 12 by root 4 by 1. It is nothing but a root 4. Root 4 is nothing but a 2. Then 2 minus 1. It is approximately at a distance of 12 centimeter. When it is outside it is. Suppose, because why sir we are doing 2? Because it is not given where we have to find. So you take a next one also by using the between the two masses. So it is between. X is equal to R by root over M2 by M1 plus 1. X is equal to 12 by M2. That is, we say 4 by 1 plus 1. So X is equal to 12 by 2 plus 1. So X is equal to 12 by 3. So 3 is it is 4 centimeter between this, between the two masses. So you do both better you do, because it's not given in the question, no, where we have to find whether it is outside or whether it is inside, it is not given, no. That's why better you go both expressions. So this is the one problem related to the null point, which is given in our material, page number 240, question number 9. 240, question number 9 it is. Clear? So which is to be on the basis of null point is to be like this. Clear? Now let us will move to the next topic, that is about the relation between small g and capital G. Sir, what is the relation between small g and capital G? We know capital G is nothing but a universal gravitational constant, right? And here small g is nothing but a acceleration due to gravity. Now is asking what now? Find a relation between small g and capital G, which is for 4 marks question. For 4 marks, see the relation between capital G and small g. That's what it is. Capital G is nothing but a universal gravitational constant and small g is nothing but a acceleration due to gravity. Suppose I will tell you Here it is, you take a one planet of mass is capital M, right? The planet in the sense is you say Earth, mass is capital M, Earth is also planet, and the radius of the Earth is capital R. And here on the surface of the Earth, there is a one body of mass M is placed. So of course, there will be a force of attraction between the small body of mass and the Earth. So that that force is act towards the Earth center. That is F is equal to weight of the body, which is acting mg downward. Say weight of the body always which act towards the Earth center only. On the basis of that, the weight of the body which is acting towards the Earth center, and there will be a force of attraction between the body of mass and the Earth mass. The force which we can call as the universal gravitational force, capital F, is equal to capital G, capital M, small m by r square, because the distance between the small mass of a body to the Earth center, that is capital R, no, that is we can say radius. So there is a relation related to the universal gravitational force is equal to capital G, capital M, small m by r square. This is, you say, equation 1. And we know F is equal to also 1. This is the weight of the body which is acting towards the center of the Earth. Which is acting towards the center of the Earth. Of course, these two are the forces, no? Then you say equal this. 1 is equal to 2. So, small mg is equal to capital G, capital M, small m by capital R square. Small m cancel. There is a relation is like this. This is about a relation which is for 4 marks very, very important. So the relation between small g and capital G, which is very, very important. Here it is, he may ask you like this. So small g is nothing but a universal gravity, so I mean to say acceleration due to gravity. Capital G is nothing but a universal gravitational constant. Capital M is nothing but a earth mass or a planet mass. And here capital R is nothing but it is a radius of the given planet. So this is the one expression, and here in this expression, in terms of radius and density, now we have to say in this second part, in terms of density, and I want to say about in radius, or you say volume, right? So here mass is equal to volume into density. We can density in terms of density. Now I am saying. So it is like this earth, like a sphere, no? We know volume of sphere is nothing but a 4 by 3 pi r cube it is. Now you write here, mass is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho. Now small g in terms, now I am telling it is equal to capital G 4 by 3 pi capital R cube into rho by it is r square. So suppose r square terms are cancelled. Small g is equal to 4 by 3 capital G pi into capital R into rho. It is in terms of what? Just density and radius. It is a just density and radius. Clear? Is it okay now? This is the one relation. Now here from the same expression I want to say here from mass. Here it is r cube is there, no? Let us in now r you replace with from that expression. See, look at, I'll tell you. So the second case is a case 2 or second part it is, because the first part is over. From there capital M is equal to 4 by 3 pi capital R cube rho, no? So you cross multiply this, 3m by 4 pi rho is equal to R cube. Look at this, 3 will come here, 3m, and 4 pi rho is there, no? Because we are taking a cross multiplication. Cross multiplication, no? 3m by 4 pi rho. Now you write here R is equal to 3m by 4 pi rho. Cube is there, no? And you take towards right side, it is becomes 1 by 3. Now just you replace this here. Here it is, you replace with that one, small g here. Now I am writing this R with this. So G capital M by 3m by 4 pi rho whole power. Actually 1 by 3 is there, as well as the square also is there, so that you take a 2 by 3 like. Now you simplify this. Small g is equal to gm by 4 pi rho by 3m whole power 2 by 3. These are the three expressions. See, one expression directly, the relation between small g and capital G. Small g is equal to gm by capital R square, and another one in terms of densities and radius. Here also another one in terms of mass and we can say densities. So supposed to remember these values. Okay, you remember these values or relation between small g and capital G, which is important for the IPE point of view, because they may ask you in IPE pattern, in IPE questions. Clear? Right? Right. So there is a one question is there on the basis of the small g and capital G. Page number 235. Question number 8. Question number is 8. See, look at the question number 8. The problem is, it is given in the very short answer, page number 235, question number 8. Small problem, the weight of an object is more at a pole than at an equator. So the weight is more at pole than at equator. At which of this can we get more sugar for same weight? Say reason is asking reason. See, we know. So the weight of the equator and the pole is same. So that you say at equator weight is equal to weight of the, like this, at poles. See, weight of an object is more at a pole than at an equator. But you say weight of the equator at both the poles is same. So there is a relation is small g in directly proportional, or you can say small g is equal to gm by r square, right? You say g inversely proportional to r square it is, because it is depends on radius, no? So that here g inversely proportional r, no? Of course, see, look at the poles, therefore r equator or r poles is less than r equators, because this is will be pole and it is will be equator. So r pole is less than r equator, no? Therefore, from this expression what happens? You see the masses, then more sugar obtained at an equator, because M is greater than MP. Therefore, we will get the more sugar at equator, because it is radius is pole is less than this one. No? When it is less, what happens? Here you look at M. G is inversely proportional to, or you say G inversely proportional to mass. No? Suppose at equator is increases, R increases, G decreases. When G decreases and M increases, that's all. Because equator radius is more than the pole, no? Then R increases, G value decreases. When G decreases, therefore mass is R increases, G decreases, right? When G decreases, therefore mass is increases. So that at an equator what happens? We get the more mass. That's what, more sugar is obtained at an equator than pole, because pole radius is less, no? When pole radius is less, in the sense is G increases. When G increases, therefore we will get the less mass. That's what at a pole is, we will get the less mass. This is the reason for the conclusion of given question 235, page number, question number 8. Okay, so that we'll get the more sugar at an equator, because at that equator R increases, radius is increases. When radius increases, G value is decreases. When G decreases, mass is increases. Of course, we know at an equator value, G value is very simple. We can also say G at the equator is equal to 9.78, right, meter per second square. And here at a pole will be what happens, 9.87. You look at here. From this also we can say equator G value is less. When G is less, mass is more. And G is more, therefore mass is less. That's it. Very simple. We can also say conclusion from here. Because at an equator value 9.78 and at a pole value 9.87. If G increases, therefore mass is decreases. That's all. This is the conclusion related to what? For the given question number 235, in the page number 235, question number 8. Right? So, this is about the relation between small g and capital G. And it is about today's class, and we'll see in the next class. Thank you very much.